Hey kiddies, Uncle Jay here, and I figure it's about time I kept one of my promises, and that's make a memorial, so to speak, for our fallen brother Shawn Hull, also known as Pogo. And I've taken over the apartment that he was in, and I'll show you how I've settled in, and I'll show you a nice memorial that I've done for my friend, and I'm going to show you some pictures of some cool pictures of him, and tell you what he was like. And I really hope I have enough space on this memory card, but I don't plan on it being really long, but I do want to be more in depth than I was in the last video. So I met Pogo in 1997 in Ellenville, New York. He was always the kind of guy that didn't give two shits what anybody thought. He was his own person. He was a class clown when he wanted to be. Obviously, that's over at a Target. There he is with a pair of women's underwear on his head, wearing the Pantera shirt. As you could see, we hung out a lot. We went to a lot of shows. We drank a lot of beer. That's his impression of Eli Manning. That's him on Halloween, dressed up as Pogo the Clown. And that's the all too famous picture of Pogo in the Far Beyond Driven shirt. So I met Pogo in 1997. Unfortunately, we live in a cruel world where, due to his height and his very frail frame, there were plenty of double takes on the guy, but unfortunately for all those people, they never got to know him the way that I knew him. And that was that he was straight up balls to the wall, man. He never gave up. He was always a fucking warrior, whether it mind, spirit, or soul. And god damn did he fucking love metal. Metal was his fucking shit. But he knew everything else. He loved Billy Joel. He loved Elton John. He loved Pink Floyd. One of his favorite songs ever is by Mark Cohen. Memphis. Walking in Memphis. He was such a everything in the world that was humongous in such a small package. And I figure right now would be a good time to go through some of his shirts and show you Pogo. Let's check it out. So this is my place now. I took it over, and I also took the liberty of putting all of his shirts on the walls as a dedication to our fallen brother and my best friend. I have And Justice for All in the background, which was one of his favorite albums and one of his favorite shirts. He got this shirt back in 1997 or 98 from Rock Fantasy, the famous rock shop in Middletown, New York. And so many shirts. This shirt right here was my very first metal shirt, and I outgrew it, so I gave it to Pogo, and he wore it all the time. He got this one from the Ministry show in October. You can walk over here. Here's some more of his shirts. And you'll see some of these different shirts and some of the other pictures that I show. This is my one rack of CDs that I've gotten here so far. I need to get like 4 or 5 more. This is my stereo system. And there's Ozzy, the Pantera, the Megadeth, Black Sabbath. This shirt came from a Marilyn Manson concert he went to in 1998. You got the 9 Inch Nails shirt. He wasn't able to make the Mayhem show because he was sick in 2017, so I picked him up a shirt. The Morbid Angel shirt was one of his favorites. The Morbid Angel shirt and the Guns N' Roses shirt he got at Rock Fantasy. I found this Rage Against the Machine shirt in a hole-in-the-wall shop in Kingston, New York. He was always very proud of this Far Beyond Driven record. He framed it. So, this is one of the bedrooms. And, I got some more of his shirts up here. That's his metal shirt collector's shirt, and he wore it proudly. There's my Snake Trent. Ministry. He was very happy to get that shirt from Rock Fantasy. That Marilyn Manson Portrait of an American Family. So now let's go over his drum set. So they were gonna take his drum set, they were gonna take it apart, but I said, once I took over this place, I said that's not happening. It's gonna stay up the way that it is, because for a long time he was separated from his drum set, and it was always taken apart over at his father's house. And living in different apartments, he wasn't allowed to, he couldn't bring it. Number one, because it was too big, and number two, because it would just make too much noise. So when he finally got this apartment here, they said he could play as much as he wanted, but at that point it was too late, and he was always sick, and unfortunately was never able to really play it again. These are all his billboards and stuff that he's found. And yeah, I mean, I said to myself, you know, finally having the drum set up, there's no way I'll take it down. No way. That's Pogo's drum set, and it's gonna stay there. So this was Pogo's old room, and there's still some more shirts here that his father wants to take at some point. I still have a bunch of these shirts that I'd like to put on the wall in the other room. I don't know if I'm gonna do this room like that or not. But this is Metal Shirt Collectors, and I brought my shirts with me. There they all are. I tied them up to look like neatly done up packages, because they're easier to carry that way. But yeah, there they all are. And some of Pogo's pants are in here. And whenever I see that, it makes me sad. You know, he's got his little shoes back there. I miss him to death. I really do. I mean, I know that there are people out there that have gone through this before, but it hurts. It really hurts. He was one of the smartest people I ever met in my entire life. I could have a problem with anything. Anything. And he would always understand what the problem was, and he would always help me troubleshoot everything and anything. He was just that good. He was a badass motherfucker and a great friend. And anything I ever did, he always supported all the time. When he got sick, there really wasn't a lot that he could do, and nobody really visited him or anything like that. And that's the part that makes me hate a lot of people who said that they were close with him, because they really fucking weren't. You know, fuck them. But when he got sick, there wasn't much he could do except for put models together. So here's some of the models that he's done. These are my broken sunglasses I just bought, pieces of shit. Look at that truck. Isn't that neat? He's talented, that kid. He had a lot of fucking talent, that's for sure. There's two models that I love so much that I had put over here. And this one I believe he did for me because I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. There's the Ecto 1. And there's the Back to the Future DeLorean. Very cool. Here's what's left of his CDs. I've given a lot. I've taken some. I've given a lot away to people who would cherish them and take care of them, which is something that I believe he would have wanted. Let's see, here's the kitchen. And let me tell you something. Talented. This fucking guy could cook. Man, this fucking kid could cook. He was the fucking man. These are his cups. Kill 'Em All, Pink Floyd, Ozzy Osbourne. He was good at everything, that fucking kid. He was good at everything. Just such a waste of talent. Here's some other shirts that I put on the wall. They're gonna take all the paintings away. I don't want any of the paintings, but I said that I would take this one because the one time I was walking into the kitchen and I said, "Look at that cat." And the neighbors upstairs, they have a cat named Gary, and Pogo automatically says, "How the hell did Gary get down here? Gary, get the hell out of here." And I said, "Who the hell's Gary?" And he goes, "Well, you said look at that cat." And I said, "Not that cat. Cat that's on the picture." But anyway, that's about it. There's Pogo's hat. He won first prize at a Halloween contest at a Halloween party. He was one of these guys that good things could happen to him and he would never expect it, because he felt that, not that he didn't deserve it, but the fact that maybe there was always someone better. But Pogo will always be the very fucking best. He was, like I said, a best friend, a fucking great brother. And I'm getting to a point where I'm just fucking walking in circles and shit. But before I leave, since I got some time, I figure I'd tell a story about how back in 1997 we were still in school, and we used to go to this little bodega in Ellenville, New York, and he would get like a package of gummy bears or something like that for lunch, and I would get those orange Hostess cupcakes and a fucking Surge. You remember Surge in the 90s? So I ate those cupcakes and I drank the Surge, and we're walking back on the school property. And we get to the point on the school property where you could see this. It's a really long parking lot. Like where the buses would come up to pick up the kids and shit. So as we're walking up, I let out this humongous belch. I'm talking that this fucking thing echoed over the mountains. It went, And so Pogo's looking right at me, and then all of a sudden we hear this very faint voice from a short bus all the way to fuck down the parking lot. I'm talking like, this lady was like this big. That's how fucking far away she was. And we hear her go, "Oh my God." And we just fucking died laughing. He was laughing. So let me tell you something. He laughed so fucking hard that 20 years later, he still fucking laughed about it, man. And the sad part is that that was such an amazing moment. But he was the only one that could fucking vouch for it. He was the only one that could say, yeah, man, it's true. That was the biggest burp fucking in the history of whatever the fuck. And now I have nothing to back that up because he's gone. But it was fucking epic, to say the least. And so here's one more last shot of the place. Like I said, I mean, fuck posters. Who needs posters when you could fucking use metal shirts and fucking have a nice memorial for your fucking good buddy? Alright, so this is Uncle Jay, aka Selena Dahmer, signing off. I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't think I forgot about the Pogo patches, because it's happening at some point very soon. I just gotta scrape some money together and shit. So, everybody peace out. Be cool.